Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a little, not a story time, but just a, I don't know, coffee talk time. Let's chat, sit down and talk and, just get a little bit more personal. And there's just some things that have really been on my heart, and there's always something new, obviously, with me, and things that I think about and things that, go through my mind, or things that I feel like God has put on my heart. And speaking for myself only, I feel like when God speaks to me, like obviously I don't hear an audible voice, but I feel like these things that come to mind and feelings that I feel and thoughts that I think, things that I see or hear, I feel that it all comes together for a purpose. And everything happens for a reason, as we all know. But basically this video is just talking a little bit about not really sweating the small stuff and picking and choosing your battles and really prioritizing your life. And I talked a little bit about this as far as decluttering and doing spring cleaning and getting all the toxins and clutter and just all the unnecessary heavy weight that we carry around on a daily basis. Things that we don't even have to carry around, things that don't even belong to us, we carry, and hanging on to stuff from the past. I mean, past issues, past arguments, past disagreements. We have to learn to let those things go. And letting those things go doesn't mean that it doesn't matter what people did to you or that it's not important. And I think that forgiving, first and foremost, forgiving is the most important thing that we need to do for ourselves. And if you've gone through a lot, or somebody's hurt you or disappointed you, maybe it's one or more people, relationship wise, family, you have to really just forgive and just move on. But forgiving doesn't mean that you're letting them off the hook. Forgiving doesn't mean that you're opening yourself back up to be trampled on again. Forgiving just means that you're letting go so that it doesn't eat at you. And it's not doing them really a favor. I mean, everybody wants to be forgiven, but it really truly is for our peace of mind and our sanity. And I guess picking and choosing your battles is really what I've had to do my entire life, and more so obviously since 2012 when I got sick up until now. And I think that when you come that close to dying, and which I have, a couple different times, your mind changes, your thoughts change, your perspective changes, your priorities change, everything around you changes. You still look the same, you're in the same body, people see you the same, but you're not the same person, because I'm not the same person. And I really think that you yourself has to go through something in order to understand that. I don't think that by me telling you, if this happens or that happens, you're going to feel like this or you're going to feel like that. Everybody's on an individual basis, obviously. Some people don't react the same as other people do. And I think at the end of the day, regardless of how you take trauma, the one thing I think that we all have in common is looking at things differently, in a different perspective, in a different light, and prioritizing differently. Maybe not the same way, but everything happens for a reason. Okay, anything that happens, good or bad, is all meant to be. I don't think that there's things that we go through that are not meant to be. I think everything happens the exact way that it's supposed to happen, and whether that's good or bad, it was meant to be. We always think we're making the best choices at that particular moment. We might look back a few months down the road and say, what was I thinking? Like, why did I say that? Why did I do that? And look at this as a result of what I did and the decision that I made, whether it's good or bad. I'm upset with myself at the fact that I know better than anybody that I'm not supposed to sweat the small stuff. I have to watch my stress level because, I don't want the cancer to come back. And I get upset because other people don't take that seriously. But I just realized that maybe I'm the one that's not taking it seriously enough. Because, I can only control me, and I can't control other people. So I can't control how other people treat me or talk to me or don't talk to me or value me or don't value me. It comes down to me valuing myself. And I have set boundaries. I've, have drawn lines in the sand with people. And I've really stuck with that. But I've also allowed a lot of unnecessary heartache and treatment because they're so hard. It's so hard to find balance. It's so hard to find balance when you want to have relationships with people and you love people genuinely, the best that you know how, and you don't get the love back or you don't get the appreciation back. I'm never looking for a reward in being a good person or, treating people good. Like, you don't have to have a reward. You should never be looking for a reward in like, how's it going to benefit me by treating this crappy person good? What actually is going to benefit me, it's going to heap coals of fire on their heads, and I'm going to feel light and peaceful, and just knowing that I did kill them with kindness. That's a true statement. People get uncomfortable when they treat you bad and you're nice to them. And you're not treating them good because you want to get under their skin. You're treating them good because that's just who you are. And the part that I'm upset with is letting myself get to a point of being mistreated, or maybe just circumstances aren't good. It's not always somebody mistreating me. Maybe it's just a bad situation, or something that somebody did at the grocery store, or something that somebody did while I was driving. Reminding myself again, don't stress out about the car that won't let you in or cut you off. Don't stress out about the lady who rolled her eyes at you at the grocery store, didn't say thank you when you let her in. Don't get upset about those things. And that's what I have to keep reminding myself is, why do I keep letting those things get to me? Like, when I let somebody over, they don't wave thank you, or it's just like, really? Like, I didn't have to let you over. When people let me over, I always wave. I wave here, and I'm like, God, I hope they see me. I'm just like, because I want people to know that I appreciate their kindness. And so picking and choosing your battles is so important, you guys. 2019, I had already decided, not cliche, new year, new me, none of that. I had already decided, and not even so much in my mind, but in my spirit, I already felt like 2019 was going to be a better year for me. It's going to be a year of growth. It's going to be a year of prosperity. It's going to be a year of better health. I knew it in my bones in 2018 that 2019 was going to be a good year. Even though 2018 didn't end so great, I knew, and I know that I know that I know, and I still know that it's going to be a good year. And I've been on a little emotional roller coaster for the past few months. Yes, my whole life, but we're not going to go all the way back there. We're going to talk about the past few months. And how I've allowed things to get to me, and how I've allowed myself to get sick, and I've allowed myself to sit and cry and be hurt and be broken. And I don't regret it. I get disappointed with myself because I'm not valuing myself, and I'm not valuing the day that I'm given, which is a gift and a new opportunity. And if it means that you have to shut people out and maybe be by yourself for a while, then that's what you have to do. And if you have to do that more than once a week, then that's what you have to do. But you have to take care of you. You have to take care of not only your body, eating right, you know, getting enough rest. This is all self-care. This is all highly important. It's not you being selfish. It's not me being selfish. It's get enough rest. Eat better. If you can exercise. If you can't, then, you know, any little bit helps. But, you know, I always beat myself up. I didn't make it to the gym. I'm upset with myself. Oh, great. Like, here I go. 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. It's always that way. You know, I have to stop looking at it that way. And I'm doing everything that I can possibly do each day. I really am trying my hardest, and I'm giving my all. And again, I might look at this a month from now, or 6 months from now, or maybe even a few days from now, and say, why did you say that? Why did you do that video and say those things? We do the best we can do with what we're given at that very moment. If we knew a different way to be, if we found out later on that something wasn't right that we're doing now, that's just part of the lesson, part of the journey. It was meant to be. You know, if we could make different choices, we would make them. We make the best choices that we can make based on the information that we have at that moment, and based on the condition of our minds and our thinking and our hearts and our circumstances and people in our lives. But 2019 is going to be a good year for me. Yeah, I'm going to have bad days, and I'm going to have pity parties. We all do, and it's okay. You know, it's okay to sit and cry all morning because your heart hurts. Sometimes you don't know why, and sometimes you do know why. Cleanse your spirit. It's a cleansing of your spirit to cry. It's okay. It doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean that, you know, oh, you thought you were past something and, you know, it's upsetting you still. Things are going to upset you because you're human, and you have the right to feel how you feel. And don't ever let anybody make you feel like, God, why are you still on that? Like, that's the past. Or, you know, if somebody hurt you and it bothers you, and maybe a few days later you feel like you need to voice it to that person, and the response you get is, why do you live in the past? You know, why are you stuck on that? But it did something to me. It affected me. It impacted me. It changed a little bit of maybe the love that I had for a person. Or, you know, when people hurt us, we're not robots. We are going to come back at that relationship with a whole different perspective. And that person can only get, you know, maybe this far now, and before they could get right up here. But right now you have to protect yourself. And if people's motives and intentions aren't good, you got to take care of you, and you got to protect yourself, plain and simple. So I don't want to get all off order, because I do that quite often, and that's, you know, that's just what I do, and I'm known for it. I'm notorious for getting off track and going off on rants. But basically this video, I just had some things on my heart and on my mind that I just felt that I needed to speak about. And, you know, I have to pick and choose my battles. I have to take time for myself. Sometimes I have to unplug and not look at social media, because sometimes I'm just at a place where I'm feeling down, or I'm feeling discouraged, and going on social media and looking at somebody's great life, you know, or they're at the beach, or they're, you know, someplace that you're not, you know, they're buying a new home, or and you're struggling to pay your bills and get your credit good, and people driving new cars, and you're just trying to be able to make your car payment, and all that stuff we don't think makes a difference, and we think it doesn't matter, but it does, and it plays a role in our mindsets and our mental health and our physical health and all that stuff. That's just one thing. Like scrolling through Instagram or whatever, I always look for the positive stuff, of course, but you're going to come by some stuff that maybe you don't want to see, or that makes you feel like, wow, like, what am I doing wrong? I'm this age and I work this many years and this is where I'm at. This is my story. This is my journey. That's their story. That's their journey. We have to remember that what people put on social media is not really what goes on behind closed doors. There's a part of it that's real, just like my stuff is real, but there's also a behind the scenes part that we don't see. And we don't see the perfect relationship of them bickering or getting on each other's nerves. We see them in love and, doing things and traveling and, starting lives and getting married and having babies and driving fancy cars. But we don't see, maybe they're 2 car payments behind, Maybe they're renting their house and they're not buying it. Maybe they're just telling you that they bought their first home. We don't really know, and we have to stop comparing ourselves to other people, because that brings us down too. And anytime your emotional state is brought down, it affects your physical, and it's just like a vicious cycle, and it just like goes from here and goes down. And so staying off social media for me sometimes and unplugging is just something that I have to do for me. And it's nothing I need to broadcast. It's nothing that I need to, sometimes I will tell certain people like, hey, I'm going to shut my phone off. I'm going to lay down because like I just literally can't take this day anymore. And staying up and thinking is just not good for me right now. I need to just call it an early night or something. Or just even just to sit and watch TV and just not be disturbed. But getting outside and getting sun for me is huge, because I'm homebound a lot of the time. Just to be able to step outside and sit in the sunshine, and I like to get my bare feet and stand on the cement and stand on the grass. Like I said before, touch a tree, close your eyes and just breathe in the fresh air. Just enjoy, look around and just see the beautiful trees and the sky and the clouds, and listen to the birds chirping. And I mean, it sounds so crazy, but for me, that's what I have to do. I have to fill my spirit. I have to feed my spirit, because there's so many people in our lives that are sucking from us. And when you're running on empty as it is, and you're doing good to replenish your own storage, your own supply, and then you have people that are sucking and sucking but not feeding back into you, before you know it, you're just going to be empty. And we have to reciprocate. If people feed into us, we feed into them. If there's a relationship that's not serving you, if every time you talk to somebody it's negative and you feel like crap by the time you get done talking to them, or you read a text, you get an alert that you have a text message from that person and it's something negative, you have to really stop and evaluate and ask yourself, how important is this person in my life? Like, do I really need to go on with this relationship? Or do I need to just set some boundaries and just not necessarily cut ties, but limit your time with that person? Okay, so for me, I try to speak up. Okay, I've gotten more vocal. I've always been very vocal, but I've gotten more like, hey, you know what? That really hurt me. It really hurts me when you say this. It really hurts me when you do that. Some people will take it and be like, I'm sorry, like, that wasn't my intention. I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. And some people are like, really? Well, what about what you do? What about what you say? Or not validating that it hurt. It hurt. I try to apologize. I do the best I can to apologize. If I unknowingly or unintentionally, or maybe sometimes intentionally, I hurt somebody, I need to apologize too. I need to say I'm sorry when I'm wrong. And even if I'm right, sometimes I have to say I'm sorry just to keep the peace. But, you know, getting regrounded and regroup and just refocusing, taking time to do that. Because before you know it, your mind's over here, you're over there, you're thinking about this person, that person, she said this, he said that. And before you know it, you're depressed. And you're back where you started. And I'm doing everything in my power to not get back where I started. I'm not where I need to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be. You know, Joyce Meyer says that all the time, and it's a true thing. When I get to where I need to be, will be when I'm in heaven. And until then, we're on this crazy earth and this fallen world, and we really have to just try to hold our peace, you know. Get your peace, meditate, breathe, whatever it is, pray. I think, and I get a lot of grief for this one particular thing, and I'm not going to speak too much about it because it's a touchy subject, but I am Christian. I'm a Christian woman, okay? I'm not holier than thou. I'm not perfect. Just because you become a Christian doesn't mean all your problems go away. As a matter of fact, it gets a little bit harder. And you're kind of held up to a different standard with some people. And if you're dealing with other Christians, then you're going to get the response of, for me, I'm a Christian woman. I read the Bible. I read scripture. I also read motivational things. I also believe that everything happens for a reason. I'm a realist. I also believe that there's these crystals and different gems and crystals basically that bring positivity. I sage my home. Some of these things that I do, a lot of Christians don't think that it's godly, I guess. They think that it's idolatry. And I don't sit down and pet a rock and just expect that rock to change my life. I believe that God created the heavens and the earth, and part of the earth are stones and crystals and dirt. And, you know, for me, I have my medical marijuana license, and I have to have that because the CBD that I need, the strength that I need, is medically required. And so you don't just get a medical marijuana license for recreational use. And a lot of Christians and fellow Christians that think that I'm a pothead or I'm a druggie, and when they say those things to you, like, I know that I'm not, but they make you feel like, well, wait, you know, maybe I shouldn't be doing that, and maybe I should trust God more. And I do trust God, but I also know that God created science, God created the earth, He created, you know, whatever your belief is as far as marijuana goes, that's not even my point. My point is that I believe that you can have a combination of things that work for you. You can read the Bible. You can wear a crystal. You can go outside and get grounded and touch the earth and be a tree hugger. You know, there's so many names. People put so many titles and stereotypes that it's just upsetting. It's disheartening. And everybody's just trying to get through life. Everybody's just trying to do the best that they can. You know, you got people out there who are trying to one-up you and, oh, well, I mean, I wouldn't do that. And what would God think of you, you know, having to do medicinal CBD stuff? Or, you know, why are you wearing that, you know, crystal around your neck? And why do you have crystals? And, you know, I believe in it all. I believe that it's not, there doesn't just have to be one thing, that there can be a multitude of things that can make you feel better. talking with other people, talking with other Christians, not talking to other Christians, having a therapist, being on antidepressants, which I'm on. You know, this is what it takes for me to get through my life. You know, I'm speaking just strictly always coming from me, from my perspective, from my experiences. So just don't let people make you feel bad. Whatever it's taking for you, if you're watching motivational videos and somebody's telling you, oh, okay, you and your motivational crap, like, you know, they're worldly, and okay, well, you think you're this and you think you're that. No, I'm just trying my ass off to be happy and to have peace and harmony in my life and to feel good. And, you know, it's hard because people aren't perfect. And when we have life-changing events, we change. Everything about us change. But you have to remember that other people, it didn't happen to them, so they're not going to change along with you. They're not going to be on the same level as you. And we have to remember, and I have to remember, that I have to love people from where they're at. I have to love people for who they are and what their belief system is at that moment. But I also am not going to let people walk all over me. I'm not going to let people take my right away to speak. I'm not going to let people take away, you know, oh, well, you're this age now, so you need to just stop doing X, Y, and Z. No, I'm not going to. We have to come together. Yes, we have to, you know, depend on each other. But you know what? I've been fighting my whole entire life. I've fought for the right, you know, to have freedom, to be able to speak, to have a mind of my own. And God did not bring me this far for me just to lay down and say, oh, okay, well, you want to treat me like crap and throw me a breadcrumb next week and I'm going to take it? No, I'm not. I'm not going to. I don't have to. Because God did not put me on this earth to be a doormat. And I'm not going to be a doormat for anybody. I'm going to love you. I'm going to be open to love. But I'm also going to have guidelines and restrictions and boundaries, plain and simple. You know, like it or don't like it. And I don't know, I'm just really trying my hardest to just love and forgive myself, and to just be a little bit more patient with myself and patient with others. And I've been struggling with that recently. It's just being patient with others mainly. Is like, you're not even where I'm at. Like, you have no idea where I'm coming from. Like, I don't even know if we're supposed to be on the same path right now. Like, I'm literally borderline ready to cut off some toxic, negative relationships, and I'm praying about it. I'm studying. I'm not going to go just make some decision and just, you know, start cutting people out of my life, you know, but I'm weighing it out, and I'm seeing if you're bringing life and adding positivity to my life, and I want to be doing the same thing for you, and I hope that I am, then maybe we need to just cut ties. And that's really what I've been feeling strongly about since the beginning of the year, and it's getting stronger. So I'm really doing some soul searching. I'm regrounding, refocusing, regrouping, and trying to figure out what is best for Desiree, what's going to be best for me, and everybody kind of involved and concerned, you know, not to hurt anybody, but to only bring positivity to all of our lives. And anyway, so that's what I've been thinking about, and I'm tired of beating myself up. I'm not going to apologize for being who I am. Quirky, weird, dramatic, whatever. I'm not going to apologize for it anymore. I am who I am, and my life made me who I am, and events in my life made me who I am, and I just want to be a positive inspiration to anybody who thinks you can't survive or make it after a multitude of tragedies. So anyway, guys, that's kind of what's been on my mind and on my heart. And like I said, every day is different for all of us. It goes up and down, but hang in there. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting my channel. Please share my channel with others and help me to inspire and to lift and to teach. And I can also learn, and it's helping me when I talk and you guys listen. But I'm also here to listen for you guys to talk and share and, you know, vent. But anyway, pick and choose your battles. And, you know, the sun will come out tomorrow. Tomorrow's always a better day. I'm not having a bad day. I just wanted to sit down and talk. And so please subscribe to my channel, you guys, if you have not already, and give my video a like if you liked it, if you found it helpful. And don't beat yourself up, and don't beat other people up either. So let's just spread love and positivity and come together and cut ties with what no longer serves you. So I love you, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.